Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mr. Action back at you with another episode of Packed In Action Figure Reviews, where we give you that action that's packed in. And on today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at the Jada Toys Ultra Street Fighter 2 Guile. And this is a figure that I've been long anticipating to get my hands on. Ever since I heard that it was released, I've heard absolutely nothing but good news. Luckily for me, I was able to actually pick up this guy at Bits and Buttons. It's one of our local stores here in South Florida for your action figure needs. And man, I am definitely happy that I was able to grab this guy. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this review. And ladies and gentlemen, here we have Guile out of the packaging, and what you've heard about this figure is probably true, assuming that the information that you heard about him is positive. This figure definitely has a lot of great things going for it, whether it be the aesthetics, the articulation, or the accessories. Jada Toys really knocked the ball out of the park with this one. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've heard some people say that this figure was overhyped, but to be quite honest with you, ever since I took him out the packaging, I've had non-stop fun playing with him. The crazy part is, Guile is not even my favorite Street Fighter character, but since getting him in action figure format, I'm actually kind of starting to reconsider. In fact, this is probably my favorite figure from the Jada Toys line so far. I still don't have DJ or Cassie, so I can't really say that with 100% accuracy, but so far, Guile definitely has the crown. This is a very well executed figure, and you can tell that Jada Toys put a lot of love into this character. It's one of those figures that when you open up and you get him posed, you just kind of stand there to the side, just standing off, just marveling at him. And I know I'm not tripping, and I know that because we listen and we don't judge, but I know that because unfortunately I accidentally threw this guy in the dumpster. And when I say the dumpster, I'm talking about those green ones that you see outside. And as much as I hate to admit it, you damn sure hell right I went in that dumpster and got him. How he ended up in there, I don't know. I probably had too much to drink, but I got him back, so that's all that matters. Don't judge me. But yeah, this figure is definitely a sonic boom. So with that being said, let's take a closer look at this guy and see how he holds up. Now, taking a closer look at our Guile here, he does come with a few accessories. So starting off with his comb here, you know, it is painted in a very nice metallic. Try not to drop that, especially if you have carpet, because if you do, it's a goner. But the paint on here is actually done pretty well, man, and I feel like it drives the point home. He also does have the gripping hand for his comb, so you know that's definitely going to be needed if you want to hold it. And he also does have this other hand here, which is kind of like a come hither hand, but you could also utilize it as a hand to kind of style his high top. He also does come with this sonic boom effect piece, and you know, I like the way that it came out, but if I'm gonna be, you know, honest, one of my nitpicks is that, you know, I kind of feel like, you know, they could have probably added a little bit of more detail in there, but I feel like it serves its purpose. It's, you know, translucent plastic, so you can definitely see through it. And then we also do have this peg hole here for you to peg it into the peg stand, so that way you can get your effect pieces going good. In addition to that, he also does come with a dog tag that was actually packaged separately apart from the figure in the packaging. But I like the fact that they actually use real metal. The dog tag itself is actually plastic, but it is painted with a metallic sheen on there, so it does match up with the rest of the metal. And I feel like it makes the figure pop up just a little bit more. And last, but definitely not least, we also do have this alternative snarling head, and I really like the way that it came out. You know, I'm very happy that with every Jada Toys figure that is released, it always comes with an alternative head, which I feel like should be, you know, standard for Marvel Legends at this point, especially for the price point that Jada Toys gives us. But taking a closer look here at this head sculpt, man, I really do like the detail. If we take a look at the hair strands on the side, we can see that there is a bit of a black/orange wash, and you know, it really brings out the strands of the hair. And even here, taking a look at the top of the head, you know, I like the fact that it's not flat. We also do get some texture in there as well, so very happy that we did get this alternative head. It definitely helps with, you know, alternative poses that we might want for our figure, and very happy to have it. Now jumping over into the aesthetic, starting off with the head. As mentioned previously before with the alternative head, I really like that, Jada Toys really put their foot in the pot with this, especially for Guile. His hairstyle is, basically his signature, so that was definitely something that they had to get right. And I'm really happy that, they actually took the time and put in the detail again with the texturing on there. One thing I did notice though is that for some reason on the snarling head, there seems to be a bit more of a orange wash on there. I'm not sure if my camera is picking that up, but with the naked eye, that is definitely something that I do see. Now coming off here to the rest of the body, again, I really do like the sculpt work that they did with this guy. Initially, when I had seen it, I thought it would share some pieces with the M. Bison, but surprisingly, I do believe that some of the pieces here are different, if I'm not mistaken. So coming here, starting off, with here the chest piece and his clothes and everything like that, man, I like the fact that they didn't use any flat plastic. I know I probably say that a lot, but it really does help when, the figure actually does have some texture on it. And here, when we take a closer look, we do see that there is some line work in there, like how a real marina is. And, it really came out nice, especially here, taking a look at the back of the figure. We also do have some more wrinkles here, man. And it does really help bring out the dimension of the figure, man. I really cannot complain. Then taking a look at, the muscle definition and the tone, man, they really did really well with that. And they went even as far as to include some vein work in there. And taking a look here at some of the paint work or his tattoos, the American flag, I didn't actually sit there and take the time to count the stars, but I'm pretty sure that it's 50 stars and 13 stripes. And the paint work is really clean. I don't know if that's paint. I don't know if that's paint or if that's actually a stencil or a sticker. But it came out really, really, really good, man. And even here, taking a look at the arm, some very nice muscular definition tone. One thing that I did notice with my figure is it does have like these little indentation marks. I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm pretty sure you action figure experts can probably tell me what that is, but excuse my ignorance. Then coming over here, taking a look at the abdominals, man, same thing here with the back of the shirt. We still do get that nice wrinkle work in there. Then taking a closer look at the belt, we do have some metallic sheen here on the buckle, man, and even on the belt strap itself, man. You do see some texture there, man. It looks like it's real leather, man, and I'm really happy how it came out. Continuing on here to the pants, it's gonna be the same thing. If we take a real close look, we do see that there appears to be some kind of stitching pattern on there, and I like the fact that they included that despite the fact that we do have his camouflage here on his pants. It really brings out the dimensions of this figure, man, and I really couldn't be more pleased, man. Here we have some pouches for his pockets here on the side, man, and bro, I'm spazzing out. We also do have some back pockets here as well. And then coming down here to the pants, coming down here to the boots, I kind of do feel like the boots could have probably been executed a little bit better as far as some texturing, but I'm not gonna complain. They still came out really, really, really nice. So overall, man, for the aesthetics, man, it's a very well done figure, man. Very well executed. Very happy that Jada Toys really put some love into this character, man. Very pleased with it. Now jumping over into the articulation, starting off with the head. The head is on a double ball peg and the neck is actually a separate piece. So that being said, he can look up about that much, which I think is a pretty decent amount. And you can also get him to look down about this much, which I also think is a pretty good, decent amount. We also do get some nice pivoting here and there. Then with the arms, he can get the T-man pose. He can get it all the way up to about here. I believe you can actually probably get it a little bit further up. T-man pose, that's probably about the best that you're gonna get. And then he also does have these nice butterfly joints which go a considerate amount back, which I think is really good, especially since this is a guy that does sonic boom, so you definitely want to make sure that you can get his arms all the way back and cross himself, so you can definitely get those kind of poses that you would want. Then he also does have this upper diaphragm, which can swivel, so you can get that side to side. However, I would be a bit careful, as I did realize that with mine, when I did it, there was some scratches here on mine, so it is a bit tight, so be mindful of that. His abdominals is actually a ball peg, so you can get him to crunch about this much forward, and you can get him to crunch that back. However, when you do push him back, you are gonna get a very minor gap, but honestly, it's not a deal breaker for me. And I feel like that's important, especially because, you know, Guile is a kind of character that does suplexes on people, so you definitely want to get that nice range of motion. Coming back to the hands, we do get bicep swivel, and we also do get double jointed elbows, which go way beyond the 90 degrees, so very happy about that. His fists are on hinges, so they can go up and they can go down. I don't want to break it, it's, you know, figure's still kind of stiff, but they do go up and they do go down. Then coming down over here to his waist, we do get waist swivel 360 degrees. He also does have thigh cut here, which we can do as so. And then he also does have double jointed knees, and they can actually go boot to butt pretty much. I mean, close enough. And I think that's really good, especially considering, you know, how thick his legs are. So very happy that they did that. And then for his boots, he does have boot swivel 360 degrees. He does have hinges that go up and down, and you know, they also are on a ankle rocker. So very pleased with the articulation, especially for, you know, the size of this guy. I'm very happy that, you know, every Jada Toys figure basically has the same articulation. I think the only figure that didn't have butterfly joints was probably the Chun-Li. You know, apart from that, man, the articulation is 10 out of 10. And for some size comparisons, here we have Guile next to the other figures and the Street Fighter line. Over there to the left, we have Fei Long, and over there to the right, we have Ken. Over to my left, we have Dalsim, and over to my right, we have Ryu. And here we have him next to Chun-Li, and over to my right, M. Bison. And for some figures outside of your Jada Toys collection, over there to the left, we do have the Jakks Pacific Sonic the Hedgehog, which honestly, that's been one of my favorite figures for the past few, however long it's been out. And over there to the right, we also do have the Jakks Pacific Super Mario, and you know, I really like the way how these guys size up. You know, obviously the Sonic is a little bit on the large side, but you know, I kind of feel like as long as Guile is bigger than both of them, it's gonna work. And for some Marvel Legends size comparisons, over there to the left we do have Captain America, and over to the right we do have Cyclops. Quick question, between Captain America and Guile, who you think loves America more? But anyways, as you guys can see, you know, these Jada Toys actually do scale really well with the Marvel Legends, and I think that's really cool, because if you want to get your Marvel versus Capcom, hint, that's probably going to be my next video, you know, you can really get some nice displays going on. So I really feel like, you know, the size comparison fits really well, man. Very nice. So, after all is said and done, Jada Toys really knocked the ball out of the park with this figure and scored a home run. From the aesthetics to the articulation down to the accessories, I feel like this Guile figure definitely is going to check all of the boxes that you would want for a Guile action figure. And again, Guile wasn't even one of those characters that, you know, I really used in Street Fighter. We listen and we don't judge, because I always find it hard to execute his special move, the Sonic Boom. But after playing with this figure, man, and getting him posed up and taking, you know, the photography with him, man, it really made me want to go back and, you know, rediscover the character, learn more about the character, actually pop in, you know, my Street Fighter and actually want to learn the special moves. And I feel like when an action figure can make you do that, that's one hell of a figure. So if I had to give this guy an overall score, I'd give him a rating of 9.5. So once again, guys, thanks for checking out another episode of Packed In Action Figure Reviews, where we give you that action that's packed in. And if you guys like the content that you've watched on this channel so far, please do me a huge favor, like and subscribe, as it tremendously helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Why the hell is this thing so creepy?